Go ahead and bring in NBC 10 political commentator and my at-issue co-host, Sue O'Connell. Sue, we are past Labor Day, 62 days until the election. Can you grade the job each campaign has done as it pivots into this final sprint?
Well, Corey, I would say the Trump campaign left the Republican National Convention on July 18th with a very strong B. I mean, I would say it was higher than that, but Trump was only incrementally increasing general election votes. He was staying on message at the time, and remember, Biden was imploding and his numbers were going down. But since the replacement of Biden for Harris, Trump has been in a free fall and unable to do what most experts keep telling him he needs to do, which is to attack Harris on policy. And it's been one blunder after another. So right now, I think the Trump campaign gets a D, but that's a passing grade. In a general grade, I think in some swing states, I'd give him a C. The Harris campaign, on the other hand, she debuted with an A, benefiting from being anyone but Joe Biden, and got a boost from the social media meme world and that strong convention. So I'm going to keep the Harris campaign kind of there. They haven't made any mistakes, so I'm going to leave her at an A, but let's see what happens after the debates and if she continues to close the gap between her and Trump in those battleground states.
Well, speaking of battleground states, Kamala Harris kicked off a reproductive rights bus tour this week. That, no surprise, but it's where it began, right in Donald Trump's backyard of Palm Beach County, Florida. Why there, Sue? Does the Harris campaign actually think Florida is winnable this cycle?
So, Corey, we often think of Florida as a red state, but in truth, historically, it has swung back and forth between red and blue. Maybe not that quickly, but it can be red, it can be blue. But Harris does indeed trail Trump in Florida, and the gap is shrinking. But launching this campaign effort in Trump's backyard, it's a bit of showmanship, right, from the Harris campaign. But the other reason Harris kicked off the reproductive rights tour in Florida is because Florida Democrats, they need help organizing to fight for an amendment that would wipe out that 6-week abortion ban that Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law. That amendment is on the ballot in November. So while Harris may not win Florida, she could boost the chances of victory for that repeal effort of the 6-week abortion ban and get under Trump's skin, which we're going to see a lot of her doing in the next few days.
All right, so finally, Kamala Harris says she's running in this race as an underdog. Given how her campaign has started, the momentum it has built, is she actually an underdog here?
Well, one could argue that every former vice president running for president is indeed an underdog. And of course, being a woman and a woman of color does add obstacles to her victory. But in this particular case, in this particular race, no normal monikers apply to anyone. Trump is saying he's a victim, right? So the question, therefore, is why would she say she's an underdog? Well, it helps to lower expectations, and it also, she hopes, will keep supporters from becoming complacent.
All right, Sue O'Connell joining us live in the newsroom. Sue, thank you so much. Of course, you can join both of us and Matt Pritchard on At Issue every Sunday right here on NBC 10 Boston. We recap all the latest political headlines right after Meet the Press. At Issue starts at 11:30.